Greetings, children of the night, and welcome to another scary tale. Today I will be telling you the story about the goat. In a small village in England, a man by the name of John just bought a house a bit far from a small town. Surrounded by hay and a long road, about a kilometer from other houses, John, being new to the neighborhood, went towards the old-fashioned village and introduced himself to the people who lived there. Greeted by smiles, he felt welcome until one of the patrons of the village told him a scary little tale about a witch that used to live in the house that he bought recently, and that she takes on the shape of a goat after she made a pact with the devil. John brushed it off as a passing joke and went back to his house, but still not at ease from what he heard, barely getting some shut-eye. A couple of days passed and John was preparing to go to bed. He heard rustle on his front porch and decided to check it out with hesitation. As he peeked from the window, he sees an elderly woman with saggy eyes and pale skin smiling and staring at him. Swayed by her innocent demeanor, he opens the door for her and invites her in. She spoke with a light yet old voice as she thanked him and said that she has not welcomed him to the neighborhood yet. After some small talk and laughs, John felt more at ease, and even making her coffee. Then as a joke he casually mentioned the story of the man from the village about the witch, and how she can transform into a goat-like creature. The old lady laughed loudly and said, "Does she have hooves like mine?" And she uncovered her hand, showing that her hand was actually a hair hoof. Terrified, John jumped backward from his chair, falling to the ground and spilling the coffee. She stood taller than ever before, gaining height and size and having 6 horns sprout out of her head. John started running without a second thought and throwing things back at her. The old goat woman bleating in return. John screaming his lungs out and running towards the bedroom upstairs. She followed him with the weight of the ground underneath her cracking the floor. John locked the door and started throwing things in the way while she just knocked and knocked and knocked endlessly. As what seemed forever, John kept screaming and lit an umbrella on fire, trying to fight back the goat head that now peeked from the broken down door. Accidentally lighting the curtains on fire and drawing the attention of the neighborhood, people ran towards John and heard his terrified screams. As they rushed towards the house to save him, they only found a mess and a broken man, terrified almost to death. They put out the fire and asked about the incident that happened, and John couldn't speak at all. After a rest, John thought about the incident and decided not to tell the real story of what happened, but instead blame it on someone trying to break in. The next day the village held a dinner for John. As he ate away at the meat, one of his neighbors explained that is the meat of a goat he hit yesterday while driving by to check on John. Almost throwing up, John knew he was safe at last. 20 years pass and John is still living in the house now with his wife and son, who's 6 years old. His son comes up to him and knocks on his room's door and says, "Papa, Therese, an old lady asking about you downstairs." I let her in. John holds his child tight on the top of the stairs as dread fills him up as he hears from downstairs,